After an overnight low of just 3 degrees, we are headed for highs of 12 today, but it's blue skies around the Barossa and the Adelaide Hills, which is home base for us this round, especially Mount Barker. Perfect weather for performance cars for the final day of round 5. G'day everybody, Greg Russ with you for our Heat 2 highlights coverage. Coming up, some stage action. We'll have guests that will join us here at the desk as well, and we'll update the classes, the cups, the standouts there. Sunday, here's your schedule, consists of 5 stages, run twice, centred largely around Strathalbyn, and it includes a remote service as well. 85 Ks in all on this final day, with the length of the stages demanding something of a sprint approach. Here's a little snapshot for you of what unfolded on day 1 of the Adelaide Hills Rally. Little sprinkle of rain at the start. Roads are fast here and reasonably hard packed. Bodie Reading made a real statement in Production Cup in that older spec WRX and was a constant top 10 runner as well. Really impressive drive. Alex Rouleau, couple of moments trying to keep the form that he's used to turn heads very recently. Scott Petter, well, he attacked. It gave him a lead with a bit of margin to begin with, but it wasn't a day without steam coming out of Scott's ears, unfortunately. What could have been. Lewis Bates stepped up and won several stages on the way for a much-needed heat victory. And we learned later of a 1-minute penalty for an alleged park from A bridge for his brother that dropped series leader Harry Bates to 4th place on the day. To your Heat 1 results coming in. Lewis took it by 7.8 seconds. Scott Petter promoted to 2nd. Eddie Maguire to 3rd. Harry drops from 2nd to 4th with that penalty we just covered. Some close battles beyond them there in the top 10. Bodie, a brilliant 9th outright, but importantly, he blitzed Main Fix Production Cup. Jaden Glusky claimed Junior Cup on Saturday. Tim Hiles took out the Subaru WRX Challenge in his first appearance in those machines, and Peter Dimmick drove that cool Datsun to a win in Trenching Systems Australia 2-wheel drive classic. Time to check in for the first time today with our Dean Herridge, who's been patrolling Petter's Rally Central to catch up on some of the other final day storylines.
Now, someone's had a smile on their face since paintball and stayed ever since this Peter Ruler, and I think you must be looking forward to today as well.
Yeah, look, had a really good day yesterday, but I'm really looking forward to today. Conditions are great, and the roads are great out here, so looking forward to it.
Steve Maguire, these Adelaide roads are something else. Looking forward to today?
Yeah, we sure are. Yeah, there's no room for error out there today. Big trees right on the apexes, so got to be fairly sharp.
Scott Petter, the ingredients were there yesterday. The pace was there. Tell us about today, though.
Yeah, like story of my career, got the pace, but just made a couple of little mistakes. So hopefully today get them out of the system, and I think we've got the pace. So just have a nice smooth run today.
Lewis, congrats for yesterday. It's a new day today, though. Confidence there to be able to bring another win home?
Thanks, Dean. Yeah, for sure. We're going to push hard today. We want to try and get another heat win. It was a really good day yesterday. It definitely boosted our confidence. We had a really good feeling in the car. So our aim is to definitely carry that feeling into today and see how we go.
Let's go to the first portion of the Sunday action for you. Now, a summary of the first 4 stages of the day. Stages 9 to 12 for this event, and a little over 30 Ks of competitive. The opening stage of the final day contained around 40% tarmac and a mandated speed zone to adhere to the sport's average speed maximums. Eddie Maguire struck trouble early, and it could have been worse.
Yeah, it was okay. Nothing outstanding, but we got through all right. So yeah, see how we go on the next one.
Petter opened the account like Saturday, winning the stage, but Heat 1 winner Lewis Bates had confidence in the armoury, and he was only 0.8 off the Skoda. Speaking of Skodas, Peter Rouleau did some pirouettes in his, and more than once.
Yeah, look, it was definitely a cleaner run. I don't know if it was any fast. We had a fair bit of push through the bitumen. We kind of fixed it for the dirt, but bit of push through the bitumen there. But no, it's better than the first time anyway.
In theory, you'd find a groove by the second stage. Instead, incident notifications were coming thick and fast. The first for rally leader Petter.
And 30. Yeah, thanks. Just a really frustrating, just literally ran wide by a couple of inches and actually still not sure what we hit, but bent an arm. So something else is still a little bit bent because the car's not fantastic in there.
The next shot of nerve adrenaline, Alex Rouleau. Then Tony Sullins triggered an impact alert.
All right, 3.5 hug. Into turn left 2. Oh.
That was the one I was worried about. We haven't done this stage before. The other guys have done it last year, so I was a bit apprehensive and wasn't trying too hard, to be honest with you, but yeah, just coming a little bit too hot and couldn't wipe off enough speed.
And a setback for Tim Hiles after such an awesome debut in the Subaru WRX Challenge on day one.
50 down.
Right, loose on here.
Left 3 plus. 50.
He did a great job to get it back together. It was quite disappointing, really. It was just one of the surface changes that caught me out, and I guess that's the tricky part of the Adelaide roads.
Harry Bates claimed SS10 and in doing so took the rally lead by 1.2 seconds over his brother.
Yeah, I guess the goal would be max points today, but we're in a tight battle with Lewis. Never ideal when you're in a really close battle with your teammate. So the goal is definitely to push on, try and get points, but also keep it clean.
Bodie Reading impressed on the third stage of the morning, bagging a time only 0.3 off the Luffs. Importantly, he built a 25-second lead in Production Cup. It was close in Junior Cup with Jaden Glusky trailing Mitch Garrett by only 6 seconds. Glenn Brinkman now headed Subaru WRX Challenge, while Peter Dimmick in the Z enjoyed a slender lead over Dave Thompson in two-wheel drive Classic. Josh Weedman had been running a strong second in Production Cup until stage 12.
Now my steering.
Steve Maguire showed true grit, only 1.2 off his brother through this one, and he moved into third overall.
Yeah, no, we dropped it off a little bit yesterday afternoon. Probably had the wrong tyre choice, but yeah, threw some softs on today, and yeah, they're beautiful stages. We're having a good time.
Relative to his first pass over Clarendon, Harry Bates found a couple of seconds, but it was his brother with the moves the second time through, Lewis going 3.3 faster and taking the heat lead.
Yeah, had a good morning. Obviously today's stages are a lot more technical and tricky than yesterday, so yeah, you have to be smart. So we're trying to keep in a nice rhythm and drive smart at the same time.
Lewis leads just less than a second in that battle of the Bates. Steve Maguire is third. How good. Alex Rouleau only 2 tenths behind, so keep an eye on that. And still pretty close between Eddie, the Luffs, and Bodie between 5th and 7th there. Well done, Darren and Michelle Crozier, two in the top 10. Bodie has almost a minute in hand in that race for Main Fix Production Cup. Jaden Glusky only 0.7 behind Mitch Garrett in that fascinating fight for Junior Cup. Glenn Brinkman with a 36-second lead in Subaru WRX Challenge. And how about Trenching Systems Australia two-wheel drive Classic Cup? The Datsun ahead of the Capri. Dimmick leading Thompson by 15.8 seconds. Joining us now, ordinarily I'd be saying the Hyundai pilots, but this weekend they've kind of split their resources. It's the father and son combo of Peter and Alex Rouleau. Welcome to you both.
Thanks, Rusty.
How are you, mate?
Tell us, you're going to hate me saying this, I feel like you're a little bit of a Sunday man. What happens there? You're on a charge come Sunday afternoon. We'd love to see you doing a bit more of that on the Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know where this comes from, or I don't know why it's happening, but yeah, our Sundays seem to be a little bit better than our Saturdays on a couple of rounds, so yeah, not sure why. I don't have an answer for you.
Okay, can we do a little comparo, if you'll share it with us? Hyundai versus Skoda. You've had the chance to do that this weekend. You're in Shane Van Gisbergen's old car. What do you think? Where's strengths and so on?
Yeah, look, the Skoda gets there in the end, but yeah, it does it in a completely different way. So,
yeah. Did it take much adjustment?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. What the main thing that I've found is the really fine adjustments. Make big differences to the way the car handles. But so yeah. Likewise, it took us a while to get our head around it, but the last few stages, the car was in the window.
I think since we've both last caught up on the desk here, probably just worth reflecting as we near the end of this championship how competitive the game is now. So if you make, I think when you and I spoke at the end of stage 1 today for Facebook, if you make the slightest little blue, it really hurts now, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, look, the competition is that close that you have to have one spin and you go from first to last.
Okay, quick one, Tassie, looking forward to it?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, like you said, the competition's crazy at the moment. You really don't have any room to stuff up, and that was a bit of a story of our weekend, is kept having mistakes or setup issues here and there, and got a clean run in the end. So yeah, looking to do more of that in Tassie. Obviously it's a bit of a new round for everyone, which I think is good. Traditionally the stages where they're new and the notes are new for everyone, we tend to go well on.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Good on you. Thank you for stopping by. We wish them well in the final round of the championship. They could be very fast finishes there, given that even playing field that Alex was talking about in that last round. Let's get back to the fast, awesome roads that this event is renowned for now. Highlights for you, stages 13 to 16 inclusive, around 34 Ks of competitive in total, and it is a sprinter's paradise. Riding on Saturday's positive performance, Lewis Bates claimed the second pass over Meadows by 2.5 seconds. The gain could have been even greater if not for this minor off near the stage finish.
50 over finish.
Jeez, that was slippery.
Yeah.
The standout on this one, Bodie Reading, upstaging Steve Maguire, the Rulos and the Luffs, setting 5th fastest time in his older WRX.
Yeah, no, pretty good. We had a little bit of a crack on a couple of stages this morning that showed us and we like, but I think we're just going to tone it back down a bit for this afternoon because we've still got to finish the job for Main Fix Production Cup.
Jaden Glusky was on a mission, finishing with the top 10 stage time in his Impreza, and with it, the lead of Junior Cup. The footnote to that story was a gutted Mitch Garrett making contact with the same tree Hiles did earlier. Lewis won again on 14, but it was tight. He gained only a 10th on Harry, and the fight for third was heating up too. Steve Maguire still had his name on it, but Alex Rouleau and Eddie Maguire were within striking distance.
It's probably my least favourite of the whole rally, actually. Yeah, it's a few extra corners to be handy. I probably lack a bit of confidence in that stuff. The rear end was going off, and I didn't like it last year either. So.
Proof hard work pays off. Danny Traverso moved into the top 10 and was a solid second in Production Cup. Scott Petter had a reset for the afternoon and came out firing, winning the first pass over Wattle Flat by 1.6 seconds.
I mean, a bit of road sweeping potentially, but I think after 25, 30 years I've worked out how to drive a rally car maybe.
Lewis beat his brother by 2.5 and had now built a lead of almost 6 over Harry in the overall heat standings.
Yeah, these two are both honestly terrifying. That's the words I'd use. They're just so fast. When there's no gravel on top of the surface like this, you just end up skating all over the road. It's like driving on ice, and you're doing that at 180. So I think this stage, 2 stages to go, we're just hoping to bring it home clean, and ideally we'd have had a go at Lewis and Anthony this afternoon, but they've just been on fire all day. Like I can't do anything about their pace at the moment. Every stage I feel like I'm trying and I'm not eating into their lead.
Another who came out swinging, Alex Rouleau. He matched Harry's time to the 10th, but was almost 6 seconds faster than Steve Maguire. With that, the WA driver moved into third outright.
Steve was just telling me off because I braked in a completely random spot and there wasn't even a corner there. That's good. Yeah, we've found some rhythm these last 2 stages. The surface is a bit different, and it's the only 2 stages that we've had a clean run all weekend, to be honest. So, yeah, it's good. Good that we can finish strong.
The Luffs had turned a corner on consistency and were again a rock-solid 6th.
Not too good. We've given up on trying to find that vibration. We're starting to get through and work it out when we get home. But yeah, it's getting worse every stage, so it's getting a bit nerve-wracking on the fast stuff.
Glenn Brinkman had a 41-second advantage in Subaru WRX Challenge, and Peter Dimmick had eked out a lead of 32 seconds in two-wheel drive Classic. Peter won stage 16 by 4 seconds. If only he could erase the morning result. Alex Rouleau continued to fly, splitting the Bates brothers on this one. Again, Lewis had the upper hand there, and a heat lead of 6.2 seconds now.
Yeah, had a good morning. Obviously today's stages are a lot more technical and tricky than yesterday, so yeah, you have to be smart. So we're trying to keep in a nice rhythm and drive smart at the same time.
Only 2 stages to go. Here's how it looks in outright terms for the heat. Toyota Gazoo Racing 1-2, with Lewis tantalisingly close to winning the round. Who'll come out on top between the Maguires? Right now, that's Steve, and some of the class leaders doing a ripping job in the top 10 overall. Good work, Jaden Glusky, who's also keeping that Junior Cup title fight alive. As I said before, that's an intense battle, that one. Reading with 2 minutes in hand in Main Fix Production Cup. Hiles has moved back into second in Subaru WRX Challenge. Brinkman still leading there. And Trenching Systems Australia two-wheel drive Classic. Good display this weekend. Peter Dimmick ahead by almost 35 seconds at this point. And while we're on that class, delighted to be joined by the three combatants, if you will, in that. Peter Dimmick, Dave Thompson and Zach Hedge. Welcome to you all.
G'day, Rusty.
It's great to have you here. Peter, can we start with you? I mean, our social channels have been fantastic this weekend covering the class. How much fun in the Z on these roads?
Well, I've been actually looking forward to this rally all year because it's so smooth and fast, and it didn't disappoint at all.
Good battle between you two yesterday, Tomo, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was a very good battle yesterday. I won a few stages in the morning and had a slight problem with some brakes, and then he took over and brought home the bacon.
But today, you clawed back something like maybe 11, 12 seconds on the run home too, by the looks of it, did you?
Yeah, I think we ended up at 15 in total over the last 2 stages, but wasn't enough. I think he had a few minor problems too.
Okay. Zach, what about your weekend? And there's a bit of a story to tell here. Share that with us.
Absolutely. We were in one of the last 4 stages to go, and the throttle snapped. And Bernie, being the most, what do you call it? The first person's name I forget.
Bernie Webb's such a great, but he's a great innovator in those moments, isn't he? Yeah, MacGyver.
MacGyver, the whole shoelace of his to make a hand throttle for us, and then went on to get a sustainable wood material from there to finish the stages.
Okay.
And with the masters leading in the front with the engine in the front, we're getting pushed from behind with the engine in the back.
Okay. I mean, you're in the Porsche. We need to talk about that. He's a really experienced guy to have in the co-driver's seat, isn't he?
Absolutely. The intensity of knowledge that I've learned in just these rally days has been far more greater than what I've done my entire career trying to rally.
Okay.
So it's a big jump of knowledge, but more to come as we keep going along.
To all of you, before we wrap up this conversation, it is such a joy to kind of walk down memory lane, the cars, the sounds that inspired lots of the community here and fans that love the sport. It is great in that regard, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Everywhere you go, people love the classics. Absolutely love the classics, like hanging over fences, waving. Yeah, it's unreal.
You don't play up to that either, do you?
They love the noise of Tomo's car more, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do sound different from the R5s and the WRC2 cars. No turbos and none of that popping and banging. Just ours is just raw power.
Good on you. And we love the MacGyver stuff here in Service Park too. Thank you very much for stopping by, and we're glad that you've all had such an enjoyable season so far. It's been a joy for us as well watching on.
No worries. Cheers.
Thank you.
All right, so we move now to the final part of the action for you. 2 stages, 2 passes over Wattle Flat 2 and Old Bull Creek 2. Almost 20 Ks of competitive to decide the event.
Maybe it's familiarity with the stages, perhaps it's just seat time, but Alex Rouleau seems to be something of a Sunday man. He was 3rd fastest on this one, only 6/10 off the rally leader. Lewis was reluctant to think about champagne. 2nd quickest was a mix of speed and smarts. Peter won again, the satisfaction in that tempered by the brutal deficit suffered earlier in the day.
We found some pace. We've had a good day of training and learning today, so take that into Tasmania.
Steve Maguire finished 8th on this stage, and the game of family feuds swung back Eddie's way. The resurgent brother moving up to 4th overall.
Pretty steady.
don't reckon I'll even look at the times. Nah, just looking after Ben. He got a bit scared in there before. No, just bringing it home. And yeah, I was expecting some bickies and cheese and a nice Shiraz from you at the end of this stage.
A mysterious vibration for the Luffs is something they quietly dealt with over the weekend. As unnerving as that is, they kept it on the island and with respectable results.
Yeah, definitely. We're a bit nervous we weren't going to make it, to be honest. But yeah, got through it. Honestly, it felt quite okay through that stage, but the stage before it was absolutely terrible, so it's got me stumped.
Just the galvanised insurance power stage remained a little over 9Ks. Would it favour the young guns or the old bulls, as the name suggests? A frustrated Eddie Maguire lost time through the mandated speed zone, but he kept fourth outright.
Yeah, we stalled it in the restricted speed zone. And the starter button wouldn't start. And, disaster. Not the best day, but we're here and it was a lot of fun.
Alex Rouleau locked in a time 4 seconds faster and cemented third for the heat.
Yeah, it's high speed, so if you're taking risks, there's if it doesn't pay off, then yeah, you're very fast into the trees. So yeah, we knew we had a pretty decent gap for third for today. So yeah, a little bit on improving last time, but also just want to bring it home.
This stage went to Harry Bates, a nice send-off for his old Neil Bates Motorsport title-winning car.
We had a good run, but probably won't be enough, to be honest. Yeah, a few spots where I could have attacked more, and like we spoke about this morning, pretty intimidating stage, and at this point, it's a balance between championship points, power stage points, and the bigger picture for us, which is to try and take away some decent points for our championship campaign from this weekend.
But the weekend belonged to his brother, a safe third fastest on this stage. He'd been at one with the factory-built Rally 2 car on both days of this event, ensuring a Toyota Gazoo Racing 1-2 on Sunday.
Super stoked with this whole weekend, to be honest with you. Yeah, Anthony and I felt at one with the car the whole weekend, and yeah, we've had some pretty good pace across the weekend.
Lewis managed it nicely. In the end, just under 6 seconds, but it's enough for a second straight heat win. Alex Rouleau, an excellent third. Plenty of good points from Steve Maguire's weekend. Fifth, Reading, Traverso and Glusky fighting their way into the top 10 outright, but it's their cup performances too. Perfect score for Bodie this weekend in Main Fix Production Cup. Well done. Glusky wins Junior Cup from a fast finishing Mitch Garrett. That'll go to Tassie. Brinkman will be happy. He claims Subaru WRX Challenge on Sunday. And Trenching Systems Australia two-wheel drive classic is Peter Dimmick's, although Dave Thompson, as we discussed earlier, clawed back more than 10 seconds throughout the afternoon. A couple of little highlights for you of the podium unfolding. Well done to all of our cup winners here this weekend, and that has got to be one to savour for Lewis Bates here this weekend, but there is a bit to debrief out of that. We've not got Scott Petter with us here at the moment, but he is very much a mathematical contender along with these three drivers going into the final round in Tasmania. Welcome to all of you. Lewis, can I start with you? How good to go back-to-back across the weekend here?
Thanks, Rusty. Yeah, it's an amazing feeling for Anthony and I. It's the first time we've ever gone back-to-back with heat wins, and yeah, really we got, I think, probably the most stage wins this weekend, and really showed our speed, so it's something that we can be very proud of.
Eddie, do you have kind of bittersweet stuff here? When you and I spoke this morning at the end of the first stage of the day with that deflated left tyre and so on, but I mean there's spikes the other way too for you this weekend, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yesterday was a fantastic day for us. We were really stoked to be on the pace with these guys and trading tenths of seconds, so that was really exciting. Today wasn't our day. I made a lot of errors, but you know, all in all, we're here. We're sort of lucky to be here and on the podium. But yeah, no, all in all, I love this rally. I love these roads.
The penalty was a blow for you yesterday, but I love the way that you came out today, just put it in the rearview mirror. And what a nice way to wrap up with that car for Neil Bates Motorsport, winning the final stage of the event. Awesome.
Yeah, we had a great weekend, Rusty. Never expected to be back in our 2023 championship winning car, but here we are, and you know, it was really cool to be able to send it off with the power stage win at the end there, and just a strong weekend overall. So I'm happy. I think really the sport was the big winner this weekend. We were all so close on the timesheets, especially on Saturday, and
lots of variety of winners too.
Exactly,
wasn't there?
so many different stage winners. So it was really, really good to see. And I think with the sort of level of competition that the ARC is going to, we always talk about it, but it's seriously getting up there now. So Tassie's going to be mega.
So let's go there, right? For a question to all of you to kind of conclude this, maybe a short little thing about how you are going to approach it. You're all in different permutations for the title. You're reinvigorated. How do you tackle Tassie?
Yeah, Tassie's going to be an interesting one because for most of us it's a completely new rally, all new stages. Maybe a few of the locals have done some of the stages before, but I think it'll be a big challenge. It looks like it's going to be a big event. It's an endurance event, 42 kilometre power stage. So it's going to be an epic event, and if Anthony and I can continue our momentum from this weekend and carry that into Tassie, then we'll be happy.
Ironically, is it a little bit new to you, some of these stages as well? How familiar with them are you?
Yeah, no, they are. There's a couple of stages I did probably 10 or 15 years ago, so they don't not really relative to the Skoda and the way the Skoda drives through them. So I think it was a Ford Escort, Mark II Escort back in the day, so yeah, a little bit different. But Tassie is just going to be a crazy event, like endurance event with I think it's 216 competitive kilometres with, like Lewis said, the 42 kilometre stage, and that being the power stage as well. It's just going to be a great event, and I think the championship will possibly come down to the end of that power stage.
Okay, there you go. Target on your back. That's not unfamiliar territory to you. You've been really smart the way you've gone about it this year. How do you go with the final round? What do you do?
Oh, very excited. As Eddie and Lewis mentioned, new rally for everyone, new pace notes for everyone. So the difference for us as drivers is we can't do that much preparation for it. We've got to turn up there, do the recce, and then we've got a couple of intense days of getting ready for the rally. So, yeah, we'll come in as ready as we can be, and I'm just really excited to go there to a new event, and everything I've heard is that the roads are amazing.
This has whet our appetite for it. May the best team and driver and co-driver combination win. Good luck.
Thanks, Rusty.
There you go. Great to have them drop by and preview that final round of the championship. For the latest point standings from this and for all of your cup leaders, go to our official website too. But right now, let's wrap up some of the other stories that have unfolded here in Petters Rally Central.
We just wanted to try and get as most points as we could towards the main fixed production cup this weekend to come away with the full amount of points as absolutely what we were looking for this weekend. Roads were super awesome, and we even managed to have a bit of a battle with a few of the R5s and AP4 cars throughout the weekend, which was good.
Yeah, I was a bit nervous, apprehensive yesterday on the real fast stages, but today was a bit technical at start, so that sort of got me into the rhythm, and I think we had a pretty good run. All the Subaru cars were within seconds of each other, so we can't hope for much more than that.
The Apple Isle is the next stop on the tour. It's our final postcard destination of what's been a really memorable year. Burnie is the place to be, November 22 to 24. Put it in your diary for the Buckby Motors Rally Tasmania. That is going to be one heck of a party. That is it for today. Stay across our Bosch Motorsport Australia social media channels for the latest news and a bit of fun stuff too in between events. And for results and points, just go to rally.com.au. On behalf of Dean and all of our team, bye for now.